Before Singapore was the modern city you see today, it was a bustling trade hub. Think about it. For centuries, ships from all over the world docked here. They brought goods, spices, and of course, money. The coins that circulated here were a real mixed bag. You had Spanish silver dollars, Dutch guilders, and even Chinese cash coins. These weren't Singaporean coins, not yet. They were the international currency of the time, the lifeblood of trade. It tells you a story of a place that was always at the crossroads of the world, a melting pot of cultures and commerce. People weren't collecting them, they were spending them. Then, the British arrived. In 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles established a trading post, and things started to get more organized. The British East India Company began issuing its own coins for the region, known as the Straits Settlements. We're talking about copper cents, half cents, and quarter cents. These coins featured the portrait of the reigning British monarch, like Queen Victoria. For a collector, these are fascinating. They represent the beginning of a standardized currency in the area, a shift from a chaotic mix of foreign money to something more controlled. It's a piece of colonial history you can hold in your hand. As the 19th century rolled on, the designs and metals evolved. The early copper coins were eventually replaced by silver. Think about the heft of a silver Straits Settlements dollar from the early 1900s. These were beautiful coins, often with intricate designs on the reverse. They were used all over the Malay Peninsula, not just in Singapore. What's interesting for an American collector is that these coins were tied to the silver standard, a different system from the gold standard the US eventually adopted. Their value was directly linked to the price of silver, which could make things pretty volatile. It's a different world of money. The final chapter of this colonial era came during World War II. When the Japanese occupied Singapore, they introduced their own currency, often called banana money. These were paper notes, not coins, and they were printed in huge quantities, leading to hyperinflation. The Japanese also melted down many of the old British colonial coins for their metal content, which is one reason some of those earlier pieces are harder to find today. When the war ended and the British returned, the old currency system was restored, but the seeds of change had been planted. The era of foreign rule was coming to an end, and a new nation's story was about to be minted. Fast forward to 1965. This is the big one. Singapore becomes an independent nation. It's a huge moment, and every new country needs its own identity. One of the first things they did was create their own money. The old connection to the Malayan dollar was severed, and in 1967, Singapore issued its very own coins. This was more than just currency, it was a declaration of sovereignty. The designs were a complete break from the past, no more British monarchs. Instead, they chose to feature local wildlife and nature. It was a powerful statement about who they were. This first set of coins is what collectors call the Sea Life series. You had a 1-cent coin with a public housing design, but the rest were all about the ocean. There was a seahorse on the 5-cent, a swordfish on the 10-cent, a lionfish on the 20-cent, and a murex shell on the 50-cent. The $1 coin was the Star, featuring the iconic merlion, a mythical creature that is now the symbol of Singapore. These designs were fresh, modern, and uniquely Singaporean. They told the world that this small island nation was proud of its heritage and its connection to the sea. What's really interesting for a coin guy like me is the metal composition. These first coins were made of cupro nickel and bronze. They were durable, practical, and meant for circulation. The government wasn't thinking about collectors back then. They were thinking about building an economy. They needed coins that people could use every day. Yet the beauty and symbolism of these designs meant that people started saving them right away. It's a classic story. Something made for everyday use becomes a collectible because it captures a special moment in time. It represents the birth of a nation. These coins stayed in circulation for nearly 2 decades, until the mid-1980s. Over the years, the Monetary Authority of Singapore also released special commemorative coins and proof sets for collectors. These were often minted in silver or even gold. For an American, it's interesting to see how a young country uses its coinage to celebrate its history and achievements. They minted coins for anniversaries, for opening the new airport, and for other national milestones. It shows how coins can be used not just for spending, but for telling a nation's story, one year at a time. Now, we get to the fun part. The stuff that makes collectors' hearts beat a little faster. Every coin series in the world has its rarities, and Singapore is no exception. The real treasures are often the ones that were never meant to exist. I'm talking about error coins. These are mistakes made at the mint, and because they're usually caught and destroyed, the ones that slip out into circulation can become incredibly valuable. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, and that's what makes the hunt so exciting. You never know what you might find in your pocket change. One of the most famous Singaporean error coins is the 1969 50-cent mule. A mule coin is a hybrid. It has the obverse, or front design of one coin, and the reverse, or back design of another. In this case, the coin has the standard Singapore coat of arms on the front, but the back has the design of a Hong Kong 50-cent coin. How does this happen? Simple human error. Someone at the Royal Mint, which was producing coins for both places, mixed up the dies. Only a handful of these are known to exist, making them a holy grail for collectors of Singaporean coins. Another key factor that creates rarity is low mintage. This is when the mint produces a very small number of a particular coin in a specific year. A perfect example is the 1988 $1 coin. For some reason, the mint only produced about 100,000 of them for circulation that year, compared to millions in other years. People didn't notice at first, so these coins just went into people's pockets and cash registers. It was only later that collectors realized how scarce they were. Now, finding one in good condition is a real challenge, and they command a high price. Then you have coins with subtle errors, like a rotated die, where the front and back designs aren't aligned properly. Or die cracks, where a crack in the minting die leaves a raised line on the coin's surface. These might seem like small imperfections, but to a serious collector, they are fascinating variations that tell a story about the manufacturing process. For an American audience used to looking for double die pennies or buffalo nickels with errors, it's a reminder that the thrill of finding a mistake is a universal language among coin collectors all over the world. So, what makes these little pieces of metal from a small island in Southeast Asia so special? It's not just about rarity or errors. The story of Singapore's coins is the story of Singapore itself. It's a journey from a colonial trading post to a modern, independent economic powerhouse. Each coin series reflects a different chapter in that journey. The Straits Settlements coins show its colonial past, while the first independent series shows its hopeful, ambitious beginnings. You can literally trace the history of a nation through its pocket change. That's powerful stuff. For international collectors, especially in the US, Singaporean coins offer something unique. The designs are a world away from the presidents and eagles found on American money. You have exotic animals, beautiful flowers, and iconic modern architecture. The Floral series, which came after the Sea Life series, features local flowers in stunning detail. It's a window into a different culture in a different part of the world. Collecting these coins is like taking a trip to Singapore without ever leaving your home. It broadens your perspective on what a coin can be. The value of these coins on the global market is driven by a few key things. First, there's the story. Collectors love a good story, and the narrative of Singapore's rapid success is compelling. Second, there's the quality. The Monetary Authority of Singapore has a reputation for producing high-quality coins, both for circulation and for collectors. Their proof sets are often beautifully crafted and packaged. And third, there's growing demand from a new generation of collectors within Singapore and across Asia who are passionate about their own heritage. Ultimately, Singapore's rare coins are a perfect storm for a collector. They have historical significance, beautiful designs, and the thrill of the hunt for rare, low mintage, and error pieces. They represent the journey of a nation that defied the odds, a story of resilience and pride minted in metal. So next time you see a coin from Singapore, take a closer look. It's not just money, it's a piece of history. And believe me, history is something you can always put a price on. And here at my shop, we see a lot of it.